Hello and welcome to Grade 10 English Lessons. This is Unit 3, Episode 2, Inspiring Architecture. So in this episode, we're going to learn some new vocabulary items as well as tackle some set book questions. Let's begin this lesson with this quote. He is the happiest, be he king or peasant, who finds peace at home. What do you think this quote means? Do you agree or disagree? Think about it or discuss it with whoever is next to you. Now, what places can tourists visit in Kuwait? We have many, right? One of them is the very famous Kuwait Towers. What other places do you think tourists can visit? Tourists can visit the Red Palace, the Kuwait Towers, and also the Liberation Tower. Now, can you mention other amazing buildings in Kuwait? For example, you have two distinct images right there. We have the image on the left and the one on the right. You know these buildings, don't you? Now, what do you think building impressive buildings is important? Why is it that important? It's important to build impressive buildings to attract tourists and help revive the heritage of the country. Who do you think designed these buildings? The one on the left is the Great Mosque, and the one on the right is the National Assembly building. We have a new vocabulary item here, designed. Design is a noun, the way that something has been planned and made. Another word for design is arrangement, form, or layout. For example, my father made sure that our house had a modern design. Every building has its own foundation and framework. What do you think these two words mean, foundation and framework? The image on the right could help you find out that answer. Foundation is a noun and it means the solid layer of cement, bricks, stones, etc. that is put under a building to support it. Framework is also a noun. It means the main supporting parts of a building. The concrete frame structures are strong and durable. We have the word concrete. It's an adjective. And it means a substance used for building that is made by mixing sand, very small stones, cement, and water. The next item is drill. It's a verb. This is also an action that is also involved in building things or buildings. It means to make a hole in something. For example, engineers drill to build or fix something. The next item is evoke. It's a verb. It means to produce a strong feeling from someone. Another word for evoke is inspire. For example, tourists who have visited the Sydney Opera House believed that it evoked the style of a ship. The next vocabulary item is venue. It's a noun. It means the place where something happens, especially an organized event such as a concert, conference, or sports event. Another word for venue is place. For example, the venue interior is slightly old-fashioned now. That's because it's over 30 years old. We have the word slightly. It's an adverb and it means a little bit. The opposite of slightly is particularly or especially. For example, the medicine had a slightly bitter taste. Now let's look at this empty space. This is called a forecourt. It's a noun. It means an open area in front of a large building. Another word for forecourts is plaza or courtyard. For example, the venue has a forecourt, which is sometimes used for open-air concerts. If we look at this image, we can tell that the geometric design of this building is complicated, but it's also wonderful. What do you think the word geometric means here? If we look at the shapes involved in the buildings, we can see there are triangles and there are also cubes. So I think we have an idea of the word geometric. It's an adjective and it means of or relating to geometry or according to its methods. The Sydney Opera House is called expressionist and it is very distinctive. This is a new vocabulary item as well. Expressionist is a noun and it means of a style of building or art seeking to express emotions. Another word for expressionist is impressionist. The Sydney Opera House is renowned for its design. So what do you think the word renowned for its design means here? It could mean famous, right? Let's look at the meaning together. Renowned is an adjective known and admired by a lot of people, especially for a special achievement or quality. The synonym of renowned is famous or well-known. There are 5 main venues inside the Opera House, and the studio is one of them. Studio is a noun, and it means a small room used for performances. Now let's look at the 360 Mall. This is a mall we've all been through, and we also love going to. Why is the 360 Mall, or a shopping center, in Kuwait described as monumental? Take a few seconds to think about this question. So 360 Mall, or shopping center, in Kuwait is described as monumental because it contains large department stores, small boutiques, and other shops. It is also a leisure, entertainment, and educational center. Now, who can the 360 shopping center in Kuwait appeal to, and why? So in this answer, we have 2 parts. The first part is who can the 360 shopping center in Kuwait appeal to? And the second part is why does it appeal to that particular age group? So it can appeal to all ages due to the variety of shops, restaurants, and activities. This is the first part, and this is the second part. Can you mention any important buildings in Kuwait other than the ones we've already discussed? You can think of plenty. For example, we have the Kuwait Stock Exchange. It's a tall, modernistic building. We have a new vocabulary item here, modernistic. It's an adjective, and it means of or associated with modernism, a style that is more modern than traditional. The opposite of modernistic could be out of date or ancient. For example, the new airport has a very modernistic appearance. It looks very modern. Now, when it comes to the Kuwait Stock Exchange, the main trading floor in it is substantial. So what do you think the word substantial means? It's an adjective, and it means of considerable importance, size, or value. Another word for substantial is major and significant. For example, Fahad ate a substantial breakfast. It means a large or a major breakfast. The big offices are so spacious. Here we have the word spacious. It's also an adjective, and it means having plenty of space. The opposite of spacious is crammed and small. For example, my friend's home is so spacious and nicely decorated. So look at this image right here. This is a very chic house. What do you think the word chic here means? It's an adjective, and it means elegantly and stylishly fashionable. The antonyms of chic are unstylish and messy. For example, I like your haircut. It is very chic. Now look at this image. You can see a bridge. This bridge is sturdy. What do you think the word sturdy here means? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Sturdy is an adjective, and it means strongly and solidly built. The opposite of the word sturdy is delicate or weak. Now, if you look at this image, this is a governmental building. What do you think the word governmental means? I think you can figure that out. It's very simple. Governmental is an adjective, and it means of a government or related to a government. Now, in this picture, we can see that this is Al Shahid Park. And Al Shahid Park is the largest public park in Kuwait. We have the word public. It's an adjective, and it means open to all people. The opposite of public is private. What do you think is the difference between private and state? For example, when it comes to private, we have certain private schools. However, when it comes to state, we have governmental schools. So what do you think state here means? It's an adjective, and it means related to the civil government of a country. Now here is a residential area. It's where people live. What do you think it means? I gave you a hint to figure the answer out. Residential is an adjective, and it means designed for people to live in. The opposite of residential is commercial. For example, the residential building is located next to the park. Now, if you look at these two images, we have businessmen. The businessmen looked so worried and apprehensive at the meeting. And this is based on the image that we see here. What do you think the word apprehensive means? Look at the image and look at the people's facial expressions. Here we have the word apprehensive. It's an adjective. It means anxious or fearful that something bad will happen. The opposite of apprehensive is careless. For example, with a fear of heights, Khalid is apprehensive of flying. The businessman's decision could be detrimental to the future of the company. Here we have detrimental. Based on this context, what do you think the word means? Take a few seconds to think about it. Detrimental is an adjective and it means damaging. Synonyms of detrimental are bad or harmful. They have the same meaning. The next item is profitable. This is also involved in business. It's an adjective and it means producing a financial gain. Another synonym or another word for profitable is beneficial. For example, the CEO has decided to go out of business since it is no longer profitable. He's no longer benefiting from it. Now, in your opinion, what are the responsibilities of the student council? If you look at the image, you can guess the meaning of the word here, council. Council is a noun and it means a body of people elected to manage the affairs of an institution, a city, county, or other municipal district. The next item is voice and it's a verb and it means to express something in words. Another word for a voice is announce or express. For example, students should participate in the school election and voice their opinions. What are your objectives in life? Look at these images. On the left, you have the word goal, and on the right, you have a dart that reached its mark. So what do you think the word objectives means based on these images? It's a noun and it means aim or goal. Another word for objective is ambition or purpose. For example, Noura's objective is to pass the test. Her goal is to pass the test. Now, if you believe in something, advocate it, support it. So what do you think the word advocate here? I just gave you a hint. It's a verb and it means to publicly recommend or support. The city is preparing for a large influx of tourists this summer. What do you think the word influx means? Influx is a noun and it means an arrival or entry of large number of people or things. Another word for influx is arrival. The next vocabulary item is benefit. It's a verb and it means to receive an advantage, profit, or gain. Another word for benefit is help. For example, Ahmed would benefit from his parents' wisdom. Now let's go ahead and take some vocabulary tasks. From A, B, C, and D, choose the most suitable word that best completes each of the following sentences. In the first sentence, this album, blank, memories of my childhood. So is the word here evokes, drills, voices, or advocates? Whenever you come to a vocabulary task, always look for the key words. For example, you have the word album and the word memories. So based on these keywords, the answer is evokes. Excellent job. Number 2, children can learn better through blank programs. We have the word boutique, gourmand, edutainment, or forecourts. And here are the keywords. So what do you think the answer is? Edutainment. Excellent job. You cannot trespass my garden. It is not a blank one. Cheek, state, sturdy, or public. We have these keywords to help you. And the answer is public. Well done. Now it's your turn. Fill in the spaces with the words from the list. Influx, slightly, venue, benefit, and residential. We have question number 1. Most blank areas are restful places for living. Here are the key words. So the answer is residential. Well done. Nowadays, many people blank from the internet. We have the keywords here, people and internet. So the answer must be benefits. Number 3, the meeting will be held at a blank in the south of the city. And these are the key words. Venue is the correct answer. Well done. Number 4, Ahmed's room is blank bigger than Fahed's. We have the word room and the word bigger. These are your key words. So the answer is slightly. Well done. So in this episode, we learned to use new vocabulary items in sentences, and we've also answered some set of questions in order to understand our lesson about inspiring architecture. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.